To outsiders, it's all very strange. Why can a crypto token like Treasure Magic go up 100%, 200%, even more than that in a single week, when at the same time we didn't get any real news? What's happening here? Have a look at this. Treasure Magic is now at 26 cents and it appreciated by 255% in the last week. What caused this rally? The market cap is still rather small with 78 million. But at the same time, we saw trading volume that's 10 times the market cap in the last 24 hours. What's happening here? How is it possible that a crypto project with 310,000 followers on Twitter has a market cap of less than 80 million? What's happening here? There's nothing on the website, and even the GitHub is relatively inactive. There was a change here last week, another one last month. This is not a dead project, but it's also not incredibly active either. The answer can be found when we look at the spot trading volume relative to the bets on the price, the derivatives market. In the spot market, we saw 68 million worth of trading volume on MEXC. That's high, but it's not completely out of the ordinary. But have a look at this. The perpetual futures trading volume on Binance saw trading volume in the last 24 hours worth of $1.6 billion with a B. Again, for an asset that's worth less than 80 million. What we are seeing here is a short squeeze of people that bet on falling prices of Magic. And let me give you the proof. This is CoinGlass, and this is an overview of the cryptocurrencies that saw most liquidations in the last 24 hours. And yes, we see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. This all makes sense. They are very large caps. But then at number 4 already, we've got the Magic token. This is the 4th most active token in terms of its liquidations in the last 24 hours on the perpetual futures market. Have a look at this. Nothing happened for a long time, and suddenly in the last 4 days, all of those liquidations. What's happening here is a clear short squeeze. A lot of people bet on falling prices. And it's now a question of who has the deeper pockets to win this battle. Because check this out. This is the funding rate of the perpetual futures. It's massively negative. It hovers at around 2%, minus 2%. Now what's that? 2% is now what the people that bet on falling prices of Magic have to pay to the counterparty every 8 hours. The market is massively short in Treasure Magic. The expectation is that the price goes down by 6.1% every single day, or per week by 51%. So the short sellers would not even make a profit, even if the price falls to 13 cents in the next 7 days. And so the whales see that and they buy more of the token. Most of the bets are of course done on Binance, followed by Bybit and OKX. Now there are 2 versions of the token. There's a token on Ethereum, but that token has only 5,000 holders. Most of the supply got moved to Arbitrum, 75% to be exact. And over here we've got 415,000 holders. And yes, Binance and Bybit hold a lot of the supply, which makes sense. If you offer bets on a price, at the same time you hold a lot of the token, you can influence the outcome of that bet. Imagine you're a sports betting house, you offer bets on a football match, but at the same time you also bought the referee. That's what's going on with this token here. The market makers create a short squeeze, they push up the price, and if more people continue to bet on falling prices, they just buy up more of the supply over time, creating this price rally. Once the shorts get exhausted, once there's no more short interest, or at least it tends to balance out, then the price will come crashing down again. But right now, the party is still going on, right? The price rallies and the shorts are betting massively on falling prices. Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics again, because most liquidity is on Arbitrum, but just have a look at the size, right? This is maybe $500,000. This is pretty much nothing compared to the $1.6 billion that are traded on the Binance perpetual futures. You can effectively bet on one direction of the token and then influence the token price through the spot market. But again, of course, the market makers have more supply. They can push everybody around. So here's always what I like to look at, the number of retail investors versus whale investors. This is now on Ethereum. So the way we make this distinction is by looking at minimum holder thresholds. So on the left side, all of those wallets hold at least 5,000 magic treasure tokens. At the current price, that's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. And on Ethereum, there are only 100 such wallets. If you go at 10x in minimum holding, so that's now $10,000 worth of the token, there's only 32 such wallets. Another 10x, so $100,000 worth of the token, there's only 10 such wallets. But again, this is Ethereum. On Arbitrum, we see way more wallets with the same threshold. Have a look at how retail tends to sell into this rally. That's true for small retail, but also medium-sized retail. But the whales, they are buying. They are causing this short squeeze. And so the party can last just as long as the shorts stay liquid. Once the open interest goes down, once the negative funding rate on the asset goes down, then the token will normalize again to a regular level. Then the rally will stop. Do I recommend to short this token now? I think it's too dangerous. I think it's better to short tokens that go down consistently and that don't have that much leverage in the market. In the end, this is a game of the regular retail Joe versus the very advanced market makers. You don't want to pick a fight with the people that are the most skilled in this market. I think here is something that's way better. Why don't we bet on falling prices of altcoins that continue to go down very consistently versus Bitcoin? So this is Balancer. Balancer can be shorted as well. And it can be shorted not just versus the US dollar, but versus Bitcoin. So as this is going down, we can make money. If you want to know how to do this, there's an explainer video in the Bitcoin Strategy Premium membership. So that's down below. It's thebitcoinstrategy.com. We are shorting altcoins for quite a while now, and here are a few example trades shared by the members of this channel. Of course, I'm not sharing what exact tokens are being shorted because that's again content that we share in premium. Also sharing my own trades there. And so this is a player versus player game. It's better to have some people that know what they're doing and share some common knowledge than trying to do this all yourself. So here are the different chats. Of course, the shorting channel currently is the most active because the market overall trends to go down. Most altcoins tend to just underperform Bitcoin most of the time. Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, and so that's the best strategy in this current situation. Of course, we want to change our approach once Bitcoin dominance hits 70%, but that might take until the end of the year. So right now, it's still shorting time. Shorting altcoins that simply underperform because of tokenomics. And it's better to do this with altcoins where there's no short squeeze, where there's no battle between market makers and short investors. The best approach is to do this with the not so sexy tokens. The tokens nobody talks about, but that continue to expand in supply. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.